Like this, or do you want me to?
Above is fine. You want me to start? Alright, so what's up guys? I bet you're wondering how we got here. Well, I'm not gonna tell you because that's how we roll. So today we're gonna start by talking about accountants versus economists. So accountants only look at explicit cost, dog. Economists, on the other hand, look at both explicit costs and implicit costs. Next, you're probably wondering, what the heck are those? Well, an explicit cost is an expenditure towards labor and material, etc. You feel me? You dig? Alright. Implicit costs is the opportunity cost of a firm using its own resources. You feel? Alright. Your accounting profit is your total revenue minus your explicit cost. It's like an equation. That's how you find it. Next, your econ profit. Don't tell anyone. But you find that by taking your total revenue minus your explicit cost and your implicit cost. You feel me? Alright, normal profit. That's when you break even. Breaking even in terms of covering all your costs and not gaining a profit or going with a loss. You feel? You feel? Thank you.
Nope. Oh, so hi, my name's Diego, and I'll be covering costs of production, I guess. So, what you need to know is that there's fixed costs, variable costs, total costs, and a bunch of other costs that I won't mention because it's a super long list. So, a fixed cost is a cost that does not change in output. A variable cost is a cost that does change with a change in output. So an example of a variable cost would be your resources or labor, and an example of a fixed cost would be rent, because that doesn't change as total. So a total cost is simple. It's just you just add together your variable and fixed costs, and you'll get your total cost. So your per unit costs. These are the averages of the costs that we mentioned before. So fixed AFC, ABC, ATC, and MC. So average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, and your marginal cost. So average fixed cost is your fixed cost over the quantity you're producing, while your average variable cost is the variable cost divided by the output you're producing, and your average total cost is your total cost over the output. So just everything over output. Your marginal cost is the additional cost per unit that you produce, and you can find that by looking at the chart. So here's the graph. As you can see, here's your marginal cost, here's your average total cost, and here's your average variable cost in your AFC. So your average fixed cost constantly drops because your fixed cost doesn't change, but your output does, so it gradually gets super, super small, but it never touches zero. If you ever want to find your total cost or variable cost, you would just bring up from quantity and multiply it by the price. That will get you the actual amount. So this graph can actually shift in some conditions, as said on here in super tiny text. So a change in fixed cost can increase your average total cost because it includes your fixed cost. But it won't change your average variable cost because it's unaffected, because you don't count your fixed costs in that. You could also, an upward shift in variable cost will shift everything except your average fixed cost and vice versa, because those aren't included in your variable costs. And that's it. Yeah.
Oh, hi there. You're probably wondering what I'm doing down right here, laying down here. Well, I'd like to reminisce about the law of diminishing marginal returns. Why I take it, why I like to lay down. The law states that as more variable resources you add to a fixed resource, the less additional products you produce. For an example, it's a pizza joint where you have one oven and you have produced a good amount of products, but as you add a fixed variable resource like workers, the more you add, you start to producing less because there isn't enough space in the production. So that means that you must you must assume that each unit of labor is the same, and you cannot assume that another one is gonna be superior than another person. They have to have the same amount of quality, talent, and intelligence. As you can see by this chart right here, as more workers are added, you can see that the marginal price starts to decrease until it starts to increase and decrease to the negative point, which I'll get to that in the stages. The 3 stages of the diminishing returns is the first stage is the increasing returns, where it starts to increase right here because you're producing a lot of outputs, but then it starts to decrease as more variable resources are added. And the third one is negative, where the negative returns, where it hits where it decreases to the point where it gets a negative return. And that's all I have for today. What else can I say? Stay good.
Yeah. Alright, this is good for all the fans. This is gonna be the video. Alright. I love you, 4th period. Alright, this one goes out to you, Barker. This is probably gonna be at the end of the video. Alright, homies? Bye. Rest in peace, Adrian, though. He's here in spirit.